How long is the full video?
I wanted to talk to you guys
15 minutes. Okay. Sure.
about insider ball knowledge.
Insider ball. Okay.
And algorithms. I think it's really important to talk about. At least for me. This is, yeah, guys, it's tea time. It's tea time. I was debating about whether or not I should talk about this at all. It might be a little bit controversial, but I don't care. I think I'm gonna say something about it. Back in the day, about a year ago, I was doing a lot of multi-streaming on TikTok, okay? It was really easy for me to go into just chatting segments where I'd hold up a popsicle and look like I'm like swimming in the water, and I'd do my just chatting segments and I'd get 1,000 people, 1,200 people, 1,400 people, 1,600 people. And I'd be just doing just chatting segments, talking to people. Several other VTubers, you know, also utilize TikTok and you know, they'll do just chatting segments and stuff like that. But I noticed that when we were doing our Assassin's Creed Black Flag stream, that I was getting pinged for being unoriginal content. It didn't make sense to me. I tried doing a just chatting stream, no game. I changed my model. I thought, is it my model? Like, is it too sexual? Like, what is it? So I changed my model. Again, every 5 minutes, the TikTok algorithm would come over and say, this is unoriginal content. We are suppressing your stream. And so I played around with it.
I mean, it just seems like their algorithms are bad or something. That's what it seems like to me.
And we turned off the stream, turned it back on, turned the stream off, turned it back on. And every 5 minutes, their algorithm would basically come in to moderate the stream to see whether or not they should push it to more viewership.
Yeah, it could be report spamming as well.
Yeah. I would be hitting 100 viewers, and then the TikTok system would be like, stop right there. We're not feeding you anybody else because this is unoriginal content. And I was like, why? That doesn't make any sense. I think it thinks that I'm AI. Why do I think that? Why would that be a factor? Recently,
thinks that she's AI?
A lot of React VTubers.
Why would it think that? Is there even a lot of AI VTuber stuff coming out? I don't even think there is. It just seems like their algorithm's bad. That's what it seems like to me. I don't really think there's anything in it.
All of our algorithms have been crap lately. But it's like, why? Why is it that TikTok believes that we are AI? It didn't make a lot of sense to me. And so I was scrolling. Sens is another VTuber, and he's been on TikTok forever. And he got nerfed. But
the VTuber anime model might be triggering the algo, and they think it's AI anime. Maybe. I'm trying to think of it. Maybe the algorithm thinks. Maybe there's a lot of AI VTuber clips, as in like there's channels that clip AI. There's channels that clip VTubers using AI, and it's flooding the site with VTuber clips. Maybe that's what it is. Because then I could see that happening. I'm not on TikTok, so I don't use TikTok. I haven't used TikTok in like forever, so I don't know anything about TikTok.
Noticed that recently he tried a flesh tubing just chatting stream. And then bam, he was able to get 200, 300 CCV on TikTok. CCV being like the people that were coming to stream to see his stream. And it's like, oh my gosh, TikTok really is suppressing VTubing specifically. Again, why? I wanted to talk about—
It could be that the audiences are, I don't know, like, could be tapping a different audience. Maybe it could be that VTubing is too saturated compared to, I don't know. I really don't know. It could also just be the algorithm being bad. There's like multiple things that it could be.
What is happening in the VTuber space?
What are the odds that she's getting flagged by TikTok voids? I mean, that's also a possibility.
At the minute. I'm not trying to gatekeep when I say this, but let's stop and watch the video for a little bit. So this is Leaflit. She's another VTuber.
That's what I look like. I look like this right here.
Working on a AI-made VTuber model, and she's also working on an RPG game using an AI system.
Hey guys, Leaf here. I have an update. I was working on the project for a little bit today. The big things are, there are a couple new features I added. One of them was a little bit of using RPG's AI system. our game mechanics are actually not AI. Smoothing, animation smoothing, so it pops a little bit now. It has a little intentional like jump that makes the animation switches feel a little more
doesn't
intentional.
use AI systems.
And I think it helps a little bit. And it also added a little bit of voice detection, a change like how it detects, so that it doesn't just cut out right away like when you're speaking. Because when people speak,
Natural
they usually
talking
talk
speech,
in
really?
bursts. At least
Well, it's because like I get like
I don't know. I get nervous, and then some people
I'm
also
not
do
good
that.
at these kind
it
of
doesn't just
videos.
automatically cut off if you wait like a couple like milliseconds between your next word. And then some other things I did was a little bit of smoothing for the emotions. So there's a little bit of changes there when going between emotions and stuff like that. Another thing I added was I added randomization. So now you can have multiple lead-in emotes. And I recorded this offline. Outro emote so that you can run a random emote system where, say you wanted to here in this case I'll transmute my gun, switching back to the original state and switching into the gun state can have a random animation. So here's like an outro. She drops the gun, and then transmute another one, and it's random, so it could play the same one multiple times. But here's another one. See, it plays like a completely different one.
No wonder TikTok believes that 3D avatars and 2D avatars used in 2D are AI, because this is
That's like a weird leap. I don't even see the logic there. Wrong leaf is at fault. I don't think she's really. I don't know. Maybe she's saying. I don't know. I don't know if she's saying that or not. But I don't understand the logic. I don't get it. So, AI program comes out a couple days ago, but it affected the algorithm before that. I'm just like I just don't think it makes sense. Like it doesn't. I don't know. I just don't see the logic there. And maybe someone else is doing it. I don't know. I think it's more likely that it's either AI clipping or it's just shit algorithm. Basically, like they just did a little change in the algorithm that didn't favor VTubers, right? Because it's possible that they made a tweak to the algorithm that non-intentionally or maybe intentionally specifically hit only VTubers. It just seems like it makes sense to me, because like this kind of stuff has happened forever, right?
becoming more and more common. The ability that AI has to do this is incredible. And I don't say that to support AI, but it is incredible.
Yeah, you can't say that.
The ability it has to transform these 2D characters into something more animated and moving. But this is why TikTok is saying, oh, 2D VTubers are AI, because this is more and more accessible. This is not a
I don't see that. It just seems like a leap in logic to me. I don't really see like where it connects.
bash on anyone, okay?
It's
This
just
is
the
not
weirdest
not
jump.
what I'm trying to say. I am not trying to
By the way, I just wanted to mention this.
VTuber. This is why TikTok is saying, oh, 2D VTubers are AI, because this is more and more accessible. This is not a bash on anyone, okay? This
Yeah, you see, even human-made art has issues. Like, it's not like anything human-made is like automatically perfect. There's issues in all things, right? So it's kind of like, I just find it funny because like if this was AI, people would be like, "Oh my god, can you believe that the hands just went inside there?" People would be freaking out. They'd be like talking mad shit, right?
is not what I'm trying to
Yeah,
say.
they'd be
I'm
like,
not trying
"Slap,
to bash AI. I'm not trying to bash Leaflit. I'm not trying to say any of that. I like supporting people. But I wanted to explain.
Do I count as people? Do I count as people, chat? Am I a people?
What's going on in the space for people that I suppose would be like wondering, why am I not taking off? Why is it that I am live streaming?
Oh no, this is. Okay, I'm gonna let it finish, but if I think this is going where I think it's going, this is very bad messaging. I think this will cause people to be like, oh, it's not my fault, basically. Like, none of this is my fault. It's because of AI VTubing. It's because of them. And if it wasn't for them, then everyone would see that I'm a beautiful snowflake flower that everyone loves. It's
On
not
TikTok
good.
or-
It's not good for mentality. I don't even mean like, I mean for them. I mean for the people. It's bad for those people because then they will not look internally for the problem. They'll look externally for the problem. And that causes really bad results for them. Honestly, keep doing it.
YouTube shorts, and I'm not getting audience. Is it because I suck? Or like, why am I not growing? It's because TikTok and YouTube at the moment, the current culture is AI bad. Because what they want to prevent is slop content becoming super regular. But like, even then on TikTok, slop content is becoming more and more regular for AI. AI content just, no matter what, it exists. Shorts are constantly being fed. Have you seen like the AI?
I think she has a lot of charisma, to be honest, from watching this. I don't know much about her because I am kind of a recluse and I only stick to myself. But she seems pretty charismatic. I can see like how she does really well. She's very good. At
Series
streaming.
compilation stuff where it's like, I was reborn and now I have a second chance at life. AI does make content
I'm not, by the way, just to be clear, I mean that as a compliment. I don't mean that in a you're only getting this because you're charismatic. I think that her charisma is very skillful.
creation more accessible, especially if you can't afford it. However, the current meta not only suppresses AI, but it's also suppressing VTubers in general. It's lumping 2D
Leaflit, why did you destroy my crops? Because you were growing almonds. That's why. No.
VTubers into the AI slop category. And that's why this is so topical right now. Because there are so many people who are trying to grow.
I actually don't think that, I mean, if I were to guess, I think that it's, while that's definitely possible, I don't think it's even at the top of my, and this is me being completely honest, like I would tell you if I thought this was the case. It just seems like that is unlikely to be the case. I think there's a lot more explanations that make more sense than that, or more likely, basically.
Oh, you know, and basically by having this content more available, having it so much more easily accessible, basically takes everyone and throws them into a sinking ship.
Hold on, I gotta type this to someone, dude. This is
Who the fuck is Leaflit?
she's really
Unless
good.
you have a pre-existing platform. Unless you've already built and cultivated your audience where you're more
She's
recognizable.
got really high skill.
It's like the rich stay rich.
I mean that. I'm not being facetious. Facetious. I actually mean it.
Does that make sense? I think this is really cool. Like I won't lie. This is
She's
really
just really good at like the charisma is like really high. It's really high level, man. You know, it's
cool.
high skill.
However, I still do believe that if you
like just the tracking, the puppeting of it, the control, like the stance, it's all like high tier.
choose to
It's
go the
high
AI
tier.
route, artists who make a living doing art suffer because AI is so much more easily accessible.
She's got like this
for
guys,
a lot of artists.
She's got the slight lean forward. It's like just enough to be like kind of sexy, but not overdoing it. It's like it's perfect. It's perfection.
Because, you know, VTubing was started with the foundation of artists.
Mama will always love you.
Will not work
What?
with people who started with the foundation of artists.
Mama will always love you.
Bro, dudes are gonna get one-shotted by this.
Will not work with
People
who
get
support AI.
one-shotted by this.
So, like, yeah, it's not a bash on whether, you know, you use it or not, but it is an explanation of why, you know, artists, you know, abhor
very powerful.
AI. And it's one of those things where, you know, a lot of artists will probably be out of jobs, and
Stop
that's
crushing
just
she's
the
married?
reality of it.
No,
And
I know. I heard that was the case.
people are going to be bitter because of it. So the world of streaming in general.
Listen, just because you're married doesn't mean that you can't use the power of feminine charm and, you know, feminine wiles. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't mean you can't.
Changes.
It doesn't like automatically evaporate from you if you have that ability. It doesn't evaporate from you the instant you get married.
Immensely because of AI. And I do wonder where that will lead in streaming and VTubing, content creation, etc. long term. Because right now, the meta is, like I said, AI bad.
Bro, I'm not gooning. I'm oh my god, you guys are fucking ridiculous. You know that? You guys are ridiculous. I'm not gooning. I am what's the word? I am appreciating the art. I am appreciating the skill. As a fellow VTuber, I'm appreciating the skill. Not a skill that I have, by the way. I don't have any of these skills. I got none of these. I'm just good at being retarded. So, yeah.
But in 5-10 years, are people going to be saying the same thing? And why will they be saying?
No, like you guys don't like you guys. Have you guys never worked a job and then you see someone else doing the, like a job in the same field and you're like, wow, that person's really good at it, and like you just kind of admire it. Like you're like, oh man, like look at that, the way they wired that fucking electrical panels, just fucking peak. You guys not do this?
Differently or the same. It's very thought-provoking. And so this is just something that I've been thinking about lately, especially as I, you know, jumped on to do a stream for like the first time in almost like a year on TikTok. I just think it's interesting that, like,
Would be cool if you and Chacha collabed and you talked AI with her. That's really scary. Dude, I even get scared anytime I have to collab with like Powder and Kirsha. It scares the fuck out of me, to be honest. Like I get really nervous and I'm just like, oh god, like just people and like
so far over the past, I don't know how long it's been. I think it's the past couple of months where YouTube and TikTok has cracked down on VTubing. Even if you are modestly dressed, it's been flagging creators that make content as AI.
Wait, what's your definition? Hold on. I need to know what the definition is of moderately dressed. I need to know the like, is this moderately dressed? I need to know the definition. Hold on.
And it suppresses and it prevents VTubing from being more...
Because if you're not wearing a full-on burqa, then you're not moderately dressed.
widely spread. And I think that that's probably one of my frustrations as a VTuber, because I got into content creation hoping to be more anonymous. And it's because I have kiddos and stuff like that. But eventually I would like to get to the point where I do more IRL content creation.
Oh, that's not a good idea, man. That's not a good idea right now, at least. Maybe... Oh my god, dude. That's scary. I don't know. I've not heard of that. Maybe she's got some particular sets of skills, but it just seems scary, man. Like exposing like anyone in your family, you know? I don't know. If you don't want to collab, ask. Oh my
Not
God.
everyone has that luxury. I
Thank
do
you,
care
Crimson.
enough about my anonymity that
Ember knows Chacha and plays with her sometimes as an official adopted. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Dude, to be honest, I even get nervous collabing with like Ember and Celestium. You guys don't understand. I'm not a very social person. Like any time it has to do with like a collab, it freaks me out. Like it really does freak me out. And like you might not understand that, but it's really hard for me to collab with people in general. Like it's I don't know if you mentioned other platform like Twitch and YouTube or in video, they give demerit, drops your views. Seeing her, I feel like she would say that. I see that. I guess that makes sense.
I want to keep my kids safe, and it's a hard balance. That's why I appreciate VTubing. I will say that I find it disappointing if VTubing overall was suppressed. AI is gonna be more prevalent and crazier and
That's
more
true.
impressive than ever. Like I said,
AI is in its worst state right now. It will only get better. Hey, Murden, how's it going, man?
this, when she starts transmuting her gun, it is so impressive. Things like this are only going to become more prevalent. It just makes me curious of how this will transform content and how it affects VTubers in the future and how it affects artists, because I do care about that. I care about VTubing
She
culture
loves my
and I
guns?
care about artists
Oh my.
and their
the gun,
livelihoods.
yeah.
You
You might not be a Oracle Ficante. Thank you for the bits. You might not be a people person, but you are a person for the people. Oh god,
matters to me a lot.
you guys are expecting a lot from me.
Editing and people editing, and that's another thing too. Editors I think are one of those people
Editors are not artists, apparently. No Robos, thank you so much for the gift sub. Thank you so much. Thank you for the 5 gift subs. Thank you.
that are under-respected. I think content creators owe a lot to editors, and even on the editing side, there are so many AI programs and softwares out there that are trying to create clippable moments to put out there for content.
It's actually ideal if you use, and maybe Julio can answer this for me, because I mean, I used to edit my own videos, so I know about editing. I mean, that's how I make the AI videos I make, is by editing. But I'm not very good at editing. I'm only good at, like, I don't know how to do any of the fancy, like, After Effects stuff. I only know, like, basic editing. But Julio, remember before, like, you could use AI to, like, clip a thing and to find clips and then you can edit it in post. So you use the AI to scrub the entire thing to find clippable moments. Show Noir, thank you so much for the gift sub. Thank you. Yes,
And
you can use
yeah,
it even
does
as
make
an editor.
it cheaper for people that are creating content to use, but it also puts editors out of jobs too.
Oracle of Kindness, thank you for the 100. We owe a lot to editors, but F them riggers. I know I joke about it, but honestly, rigging VTuber models is actually a lot harder than people would think it was, to be honest. It actually does take a lot of time. Now, am I saying that every rigger is efficient with their time? No.
So I mean, it's one of
But
those things too.
it does take time.
You know, programs and everything else is becoming more advanced to make those jobs, you know, formerly that were used in a more human capacity, out of business. And I mean,
Dude,
you
I'm
know,
so glad I don't have eye tracking right now.
times change. Things become more irrelevant and everything. And I do think that, you know, the art community, you know, deserves a lot of respect. I do think that this isn't something that's being talked about enough right now. How AI impacts the algorithm, like I said, on TikTok and YouTube, and what it's doing to VTubing
I'm not
overall.
even. It was a joke. I'm not even. I'm looking at chat. You can tell where I'm looking. You can literally look at my eyes.
But yeah, no, this is so topical right now.
Thank you.
How
Celsa,
AI affects VTubing overall in the algorithm.
Leave
Because
is not
right now
being
it's killing
respectful.
VTubers. And so many
hold on,
BL overall. But yeah, no, this is so topical right now. How AI affects
I have been trending for a week straight.
Who the fuck is Leaflit?
VTubing overall in the algorithm. Because right now it's killing VTubers. And so many people that are trying to break out of the box from 5 viewers to 30 viewers. The thing that AI does for VTubing, because currently the tracking, you know, it's choppy here and there. But it's
are the
only getting
sweetest little
better.
cutie pie.
It's only made. It's only getting better. And so the truth is that you make this more commonly used, and so many people start getting into VTubing. But you make something like this so easily accessible, it's hard to differentiate this between, you know, 2D VTubing and stuff like that. And
Wait,
and then
hold
you
on.
get.
Wait, hold on. But why is? Okay. I'm gonna have to push back a little bit here. Golden Kappa, thank you so much. You Squid, and Tiramisu Gold for the bits. Thank you so much. Gooner Leaflit is no better than a man. I'm not even gooning. You guys are just making shit up. I'm not even. You guys are fucking ridiculous. Stop projecting. Stop projecting, chat. But anyway, so what I was gonna say is, I don't know if I like this argument. Like, to be honest, like this one,
you know, 2D.
this idea that there's a differentiation between people that have live 2D models and people that don't. Like, I don't understand, like, why that should matter. Right? Like, if a person uses like a PNG or a GIF or whatever, I wouldn't think any less of them as a person that uses live 2D. Really what matters is like what their actual skill is in like actually entertaining people. That's the bottom line, right? What kind of value do you provide? So like, I don't get this whole thing of like, well, you know, with all of these on the market, then how will we know who's a real live 2D VTuber? I'm like, why does that matter? Like, I don't understand that. I don't know if I'm misunderstanding her or something like that. Like, let's listen to it again.
Start getting into VTubing. But you make something like this so easily accessible.
Okay, so it's accessible. Then
it's hard to differentiate this between, you know, 2D VTubing and
yeah, but see, I don't understand. Like, what's the difference? Like, am I crazy, chat? Like, am I the only one that's like, I don't get why you would want to have a differentiation there. I just don't get it. It just seems like. What do you mean? What's the difference? Yeah, why does it matter? Yeah, why does it mechanically matter? Yeah, exactly. So like, should only people that have live 2D that were able to afford and have live 2D, should those be the only people that are watched by people? Do you know what I mean? Like, do you see my logic here? Thank you, Wasius, for the 100. Thank you. I want this golden kappa. Thank you. Thank you, Norik, as well. For the dude, Norik, thank you for the 1,000. Filthy Gunner Dio, dude. I'm not even, bro. Where does this leave PNG and Fugi VTubers? Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I don't know. I've never seen a difference between that. All that matters to me is like, how good are you at bringing value, guys? For me, all things comes down to what kind of value do you bring to other people, regardless of what type of value that is. Right. So, for instance, like if all you do is if you draw, like, if you have really, really high technical skill, but like nothing you make is valuable to anyone, then I just don't really think you're bringing any value to anybody. People love making up arbitrary categories. That's what it feels like to me, right? Like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm misunderstanding this. Like, I don't want to misunderstand her. I don't know. I can't really ask her right now, but it's like, I don't get it. I don't get the whole, how will we know the difference between these VTubers and the real VTubers? Like, I just don't get it. The difference is AI can't tell the difference. That's why I think the problem is, well, who cares? Like, who cares though? Again, isn't that a problem of the algorithm that's saying that these people have models that are like made with AI, therefore their content is worth less? Like, that's what I mean. How does that make sense? Voice of the Farm, thank you so much for the 100 bits. That's what I mean. This all just seems really gatekeepy to me. And like, I've heard this argument from a lot of people.
Like that. And then
Let's,
you
like,
make
hear the whole
something
thing.
like this so easily accessible, it's hard to differentiate this between, you know, 2D VTubing and stuff. It's hard to differentiate this between, you know, 2D VTubing and stuff like that.
Okay,
and then you get thousands of people flooding an already niche space, and you
see, this is what I mean. This is the argument I saw earlier. Bro. Duper, thank you for the gift sub. Do you see what I mean though? This is what I mean. Is like, well, if it's more accessible, then everyone can do it, not just the people who have the money to do it. So I am threatened by that. And I'm just like, what is this, man? You know what I mean? Like, for me, dude, I'm not gonna lie, man. If 100 VTubers came to me and said, you know what, Leaflit? Now we have the power and it's time to replace you, I'd be like, bring it on, bitch. You know what I mean? I'd be, bring it on, let's go. Let's see who could let's see who can do it better. And if you do it better than me, then fair enough, you win. Right? I don't know. I'm not like this. I'm not like, the more people that there are, the more competition there are, the like, oh my god, I can't
the
believe
fuck
God.
is
Oh
Leaflit?
god, fuck. You know, I'm not like that. It just means like it's more incentive for me to succeed. It's more incentive for me to work harder. It's more incentive for me to make things better. You know what I mean? It's, oh man, I better up my game then. Oh, that person's doing that really cool thing and people really like that. I better do something like that. I better adapt. I better, you know, like for instance, like I'll tell you what, if there was a VTuber that was like always on time and everyone was like, man, I really like that other VTuber. They're always on time on like Leaflit, then I'd be like, fuck, I have to start on time now. God damn it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I mean, it would be like that, right? I mean, obviously, you know, capitalist is capitalist. Yeah, exactly. So like, I don't get threatened by it. You know what I mean? Like, I really don't. I don't get threatened by it. Powder is always on time, and I don't see you trying. And she's in a different time slot, so shut up, Julio, bitch. But this is what I mean. It's like I don't understand this. I don't understand this. Like, oh, well, now that this exists, now everybody can VTube. I was like, hold on, but don't you guys want that? Don't you guys want that though? Right? I don't know. Am I wrong here, chat? Like, am I misunderstanding this? Like, I feel like I'm being crazy or something. Like, because I've had multiple people say this. This isn't just, you know, I'm not trying to go super hard on on Chacha or anything like that. I've heard a lot of people in the VTubing community say this exact same thing. You know, you should have a little bit more faith in yourself, I think, you know? Have a little bit more faith in yourself, and if you feel pressured, then, like, you gotta improve, you know? If everyone is super, no one is? Well, no, everyone would be super, but then, like, everyone would have the capability of being super, but then, like, you'll have super people who are more super. They're just better at it. Right? I don't know. Dude, I thrive in the competition though. Like, honestly, like anytime I got the competition, I'm like, yeah, let's go. You know, let's go.
Get people complaining, well, why do I only have 5 to 10 viewers? And I do think that it takes...
And the problem is that they're gonna blame AI now. They're gonna be like, you know, why do I only have 5 to 10 viewers? Oh my god, if it wasn't for Leaflit making that thing and opening the gates, then I would have everything. It is my right. It is my right as a VTuber aristocrat. I deserve to be here, right? And it's like, man, dude, I am not gonna lie, chat. I'm like the most American VTuber. I actually think so. I'm like one of the most American VTubers. I just want to throw the tea in the fucking water, and I want to say, you know what? Fuck you, government. Fuck all of the aristocrats from fucking England telling me what to do. This is my fucking land. Get the hell out of here. Also, I'm building a big ass ranch and guns. Iceman Disco Ball, thank you so much for the 50. Thank you so much. And thank you, Wasios, for the 500. I hate American politics and I ignore, but you, Leaf, are a fresh air. You don't judge. You are a fair voice. Thank you. I try to be. I just try to be honest about stuff, right? Like, it's honestly the reason I like Asmongold so much is I feel the same way about Asmongold. I feel like he's pretty fair about stuff. He says what he's thinking, and and that's why I watch Asmongold on the TV and stuff like that. And you know, I'm just trying to do the same thing, basically. Just my own way, you know, my own slightly different way of that, you know. But VTubers are not a niche. They're a way to put a face to a voice. Niche is like history. Yeah. Isn't your program going to make more business down the road for artists? Yeah, if it expands. I think it's a little bit of both. I mean, I'm not retarded enough to think that AI won't replace some artists. It definitely will, but it will definitely make more demand. It will make more demand for high-end models for sure. Anyway, because everyone, you know, that's a natural progression, right? It's kind of like, think of it this way, guys. you know how you start with a wooden sword in a game, and then you build up to, like, you know, your first
Who the
green
fuck
sword.
is Leaflit?
So you get the green sword, and you build up to the next blue sword, and then eventually you got epics, right? And your epics is like the VTuber model. You got the epic loot, and you equip the epic loot, and you look really cool, and you're like, yeah, like look at me, I got my cool art, right? my cool thing, right? But I'm the quest giver that's giving you the green weapon. I'm like, I'm gonna make sure everyone has a good green weapon so that you could start your journey in like a good spot. Here's the green weapon. It is a bridge between, you know, eventually you will get to that, right? You will eventually get to the epic weapon, but we need a couple weapons in between. We can't just go like gray to epic. We need like stuff in between. And that's what I'm trying to make. I'm trying to make stuff in between. Anyway, yeah.
Takes a lot of soul away from VTubing. But I do think that it takes a lot of 5 to 10 viewers. And I do think that it takes a lot of soul away from...
What is soul, though? Like, what does that mean? Like, soul as in, like, the models? Like, but, okay, how is it less expressive than a PNG? I think it's more expressive. I think if a VTuber can, like, create the emotions, create the animations, the character to, like, look exactly how they want it, and they can add emotions on top of that whenever they feel like, oh, I need that emotion. Oh, I need that emotion. They can, like, let me, you know, it's like a short 30-minute project to make a set of emotions that will convey some kind of message. I feel like that has more soul. They're able to convey more of their self to you. So I don't know how that would be less than a PNG.
VTubing. But is it creative? Oh, it absolutely can be, and it's going to be only more and more creative.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to do this with 2D art, something like this, to animate it and rig it, that's an
Chacha sounds very gatekeepy. I don't know, man. Like, I don't know her. I don't know her to, like, make a you know, like an accusation like that. I don't know her enough. I don't have, this is like literally the first video I've ever seen, by the way, of Chacha. I've never seen another video by Chacha because I just don't have time to, like, watch people, right? And I don't know. Maybe she doesn't know that much about AI. Maybe, like, the thing is, I've learned, chat, is a lot of people don't, and, you know, I'm not trying to say, I think this applies to, like, a lot more people. I don't think this is just Chacha. I think a lot of people don't think about what they believe. I don't think a lot of people sit there and really drill it in their heads, like long enough of, like, okay, so this thing that I have, this idea I have, has this consequence, which has this consequence, but then it also does this, but then, like, here are the flip sides of it. So what are the negative externalities of this? And I don't think anybody thinks of things like that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think most people do that. So it's kind of like, a lot of the times, emotion fills in those gaps. When you don't think about things on that level, the emotions seep through and they glue everything together. And that's when you start to have arguments that, like, you know, you might not even know what you're saying. You know what I mean? Like, so what I mean by is, you might be saying things that have implications that you're not sure of. Does that make sense? So, like, for instance, like, a person that says, oh, you know, we should just let all the immigrants in because I feel bad for them. You're not thinking beyond, there is a sad person that wants to live in America like me, and that they want to make money like me. And then, like, you think, well, we should just let them in then, right? You don't think about, well, what are the rippling effects of that? They think of only, there is a person who wants to be here. Why shouldn't they be allowed to be here when they want a better life? And then they do that without considering everything else that happens after it. Do you see what I mean? Yeah, like third and fourth order consequences, right? May as well be another planet. Yeah, and a lot of people don't do that. So then so this is why people end up saying things. For instance, you hear people say, you know, I'm not saying that Chacha said this. I'm making up a hypothetical. You have a person who says, oh, you know, Charlie Kirk was a really mean person. Thank God they shot him. right? They'll say something like that, but they don't understand the implications of what that means. That by saying that, you're saying that you want there to be more of this kind of violence, and like all of the downstream effects from like saying something like that and believing something like that has much more than just this one individual person. Do you understand what I mean? So when I hear a person say something that's like really like, do you understand what like the implications of that? It's really hard for me to immediately judge them when they seem like they're generally a nice person. Like, I don't know. I need to see more of their stuff. I need to understand them more as a person to be able to then make an inference as to like whether or not they actually understand that. Do you get that? Sorry, it was a little complicated.
Extra $1,000 to add to your VTuber model. And that's one singular animation.
She's a nice person, just not bright. I mean, I don't know. But you know, honestly, like even if that were true, I don't even think that's a bad thing, to be honest. Like I really don't.
Think about the way that that's impacting things like our cartoons and stuff too. It's interesting. People, you know, talk about, well, what happened to Disney back when Disney was really good and, you know, people were hand drawing things. And then all of a sudden they move to a different art style because it's faster, it's easier to pump out those videos.
Yeah, but see, they made really good things during that time. Like the early Pixar stuff was pretty good. I don't think people dislike Toy Story, like original Toy Story. You know, Cars, Wall-E, Up. Like people really love like a lot of those films and find them to be like quite artistic and good. So it really isn't necessarily the shift to that. It's something else that happens.
Those movies and the artistic form is lost. At the moment, my personal belief is that the current AI models and things being made cheapen the art of 2D VTubing.
Cheapen.
Not in the sense that it's going to be cheaper to buy art, because I don't think that we should praise the idea that, oh, this is going to bring down the cost of 2D VTubing and 2D art because then people will charge less and everything.
Who the fuck is Leaflit?
So we should just pay people more because they should get paid more, even though the value... Wait.
The idea that, oh, this is going to bring down the cost of 2D VTubing.
She literally said the cost, Julia. What do you mean, not money? She literally said cost. What could she possibly mean by cost?
And 2D art because then people will charge.
If she said value, then okay, but cost. Cheapen, but didn't she say it cheapened, but didn't mean the cost? She literally said cost. Like just now.
Cost of 2D VTubing and 2D art because then people will charge less and everything.
See? Charge less, what could that mean other than monetary?
Because I think that, you know, that people still, artists, quality artists, still need a means to be able to support themselves and their livelihood.
Yeah, but see, I don't really believe that that's the responsibility of people. Like, the idea that the value of a thing should be artificially inflated, I don't believe in that. I think that they should provide more value or provide a better alternative, which I think a lot of them do, honestly, which is why, I mean, I still pay for art personally, right? And it's the reason, again, I keep bringing this up. It's the reason I have handmade knives. It's the reason that I have handmade pots and pans. Like, I've got hand-hammered fucking, like, frying pans. Like, my entire, like, cooking collection's, like, handmade. Why is it like that? Is it better? Is it functionally better? Not really. It's like that because I like it. Because for me, it has a sentimental value. But it doesn't mean everybody... It's subjective, right? Not everybody has a sentimental value like that. Some people value functionality more. And the person that values functionality more may just want to buy the stamped knives and have more of them. Right? So it just depends what each individual person values. But yeah, I don't believe in just artificially inflating it and like, oh, well, these people, they need money. They deserve money. I don't think that they do. I think they have to earn it. And I think they earn it by giving value to other people, by giving more value to other people than the alternative. And that's how you do it. And again, this isn't going to affect really, really good artists. It's not. And I don't even think it'll affect smaller artists that are like good, on time, and respectful. But all of the people that drag their feet, all of the people that can't compete and they need this monopoly in order to even do anything, all fucked. You're all fucked, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait for you guys to be like doomed, and I can't wait for you to go work at a gas station. But to all of the people that are working hard and you're trying to create value for other people, you'll be able to do it one day. Not everybody can start in their dream job immediately. Plenty of people have pursued acting, have pursued game design, have pursued all sorts of professions while working another job. Many people have done this. It's been the case for all of humanity, where people have their side hustle until it is developed to a point that they can then make their side hustle their main thing. This is just how it is. And art isn't special. Art doesn't deserve special privileges over anybody else. And this is the problem that I have with artists, by the way. And this isn't all artists. I don't have a problem with all artists. I have specifically a problem with the people that believe that they don't have to give any value and that they deserve their position just because they deserve it. Those are the people I don't like.
But yeah, it does create an oversaturation for sure. But yeah, that's what I wanted. Again, I did not want to. This is not.
I only care what's good for the consumer. That's it. I care about what's good for consumers and what consumers want, because the market drives everything. The market is voluntary. The market is 100% voluntary. If you want to get a handmade model from a person, you have the right to do that because you're the consumer. If you want an AI model, you have the right to do that because you're the consumer. I don't like any of this, like, oh, well, we're gonna harass the fuck out of you. And like anytime you post anything, we will ensure that we come after you and that we yell at you and scream at you and we harass you until you give in to us, or we will blacklist you, or we will blackmail you, or whatever the hell that they do. That if you do not do this, we will ban you from all of our things. Like this is all non-competitive behavior. It is literally it's literally what we try to do with the government to stop them from doing this. And this is also what creates cronyism as well. Is it literally it? You're literally creating unfair competition.
To berate or belittle Leaflit or anything. This is not diminishing. This is just an example. I was very impressed by this, and I saw it, and I was like, this is why TikTok VTubers are being suppressed in 3D and 2D. This is why. It's because AI.
I just don't get the logic. I don't get it.
More and more and more and more.
I don't get the jump.
To the point where VTubing
like,
is.
am I missing something, chat? Like, I don't see it. I don't see the logical line. No, I'm trying to like approach this in as good faith as I can, and I don't see the logical line at all. Like, I just don't see. It just seems like a leap of logic to me. Akirsa, thank you so much for the sub. Thank you.
Seen as AI in their algorithm stuff. Oh yeah, she seems very nice, very cool, absolutely. But yeah, I just wanted
really?
to explain.
I seem really nice. That's crazy. I never have people say that about me that don't know me already. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
Kind of give my thoughts about this because I do think it's super topical.
Yeah, Chacha is just trying to guess the answer. It may be a leap, but it may be wrong. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. It could be that. Yeah, I think it's just not likely the reason. I think that the other reasons have much more higher probability of occurring. That being said, is it impossible that what she's saying is true? No, it's not impossible. It could be the case. It's just I think the odds of it are like incredibly low. Like, I wouldn't even rank it in like the top 5 reasons that they would be the case. But anyway, Yeah, I mean, that was a pretty good video. I don't think she was that mean to me, honestly. Like, a lot of people were saying like that she was coming after me and shit. I don't really think so, to be honest. I didn't really get that from it. I think there were a lot of like kind of like leaps in logic there, but like, I mean, it's like I said, a lot of people do the same thing. And you know, I mean, she was very nice and and very skilled at VTubing, and I appreciate that as a VTuber myself. Simon Ambercloud, thank you so much for the 100. Check the top comment and the reply. AI stuff is cool, but it needs work as detectors and moderators. Oh, you can't see it. Sorry, is it that one? Yeah, that's the biggest issue with it. Not AI, but definitely big sites like YouTube and TikTok that nuke VTubers. Their moderation systems for months have lumped in VTubers AI-related content. But like, it made several other creators ask why our reviews have plummeted. Why are we being? But hold on. Like, am I misunderstanding something? Because it seemed to me that she said it was AI. Well, at least likely to be AI. I don't know. Maybe I'm not understanding properly. I am an alien after all. I don't really understand people. Anyway. Yeah. So like I replied to this like with my silly thing. So like you want to see it? It was a joke, by the way. It was like 100% a joke, obviously. I replied with ha ha ha, it's too late, Miss Chala Head Chala. Chacha Head Chala. I've been planning to destroy VTubing for years now. This was my master plan along to destroy it from within. And now, finally, my machinations have come to fruition. Fools. Sorry, guys. I was an agent all along. Orders from the top. It's Owarida. This means it's over, by the way. On my way to get my own planet as a reward from Trump-sama, Obama-sama, Netanyahu-sama, Epstein-sama, Zeno-sama, Slanesh-sama, and George Droid, who was the realest clanka I know, by the way, for completing my secret mission to destroy you all. Artists, more like fartists, am I right? I wrecked you all. All your art is belong to us. Make your time. Smell you later, V losers. But it was a joke. I said it was a joke just in case. This is a joke, by the way. If you think this is serious, you might be retarded. So, yeah, that's it. This was just a joke. I didn't mean this, obviously. I'm just being a little bit trolly, you know, as I am.